was a doubleheader last weekend, Canada versus USA, plus the APL Championship at the Hershey Center. All the highlights are on the way. This is Inside the APL. Welcome everybody to our last show of the season, and since it's our final broadcast, we'll also have the top plays of the year in arena soccer for you. But that's coming up later on, because first, fresh off its first ever win against Brazil back in March, Canada's national arena team hit the floor again last weekend, and this would actually prove to be the biggest test so far. The opposition was the defending arena world champions from the United States. And at the end of the day, Canada showed just how far it's come in a very short period of time. This was the back half of a home-and-home series between the teams, with the Americans winning in Michigan the day before 5-2. So Canada was looking for a measure of revenge in front of an enthusiastic crowd at the Hershey Center, and they hit first. APL standout Adrian Can from well out, nice left foot to beat Andrew Coughlin, and the former TFC player makes it 1-0 for the Canucks. The Americans equalize though. Nelson Santana, there's some mustard on this shot. Top shelf. USA knots it up at 1 apiece. Low scoring first half, but the pace picked up in the second. Beautiful solo effort here by Taylor Bond, who plays for Tacoma of the MASL. Might have been redirected by Jake Schindler there. End result is the same. USA going up 2-1. Okay, now flashback to March 15th when Canada played Brazil. Extra time, Dwayne De Rosario. That gave Canada the dramatic 10-9 win with the golden goal. Fast forward back to Sunday. Same spot, same play, same result. Carbon copy as Dero goes top shelf, and he's been fantastic since joining the national team out of retirement. All tied up again, 2-2. Late third quarter now, Jacob Orellana doing some nice work for the Canucks. He gets it to Josh Paredes. Canada goes up 3-2 on the defending arena world champs, but you knew the champions wouldn't take that lying down. Fourth quarter, you can really see how the Americans understand the arena game. Crafty, using the boards, that tied it up 3-3. Soon after, free kick for the red, white, and blue. Tavernese notches his second of the contest. The former Siena College standout puts the Americans up by 1. Late in the game, though, Canada keeper Josh Lemos, goalie goal, and a little kiss for his fiancée in celebration. I spoke with Josh after the game, and he told me he actually scored 3 this year alone with the Milwaukee Waves, so it's not unusual for him. That set up extra time and the chance for a golden goal. Josh Paredes, the extra time dramatics, and that is the biggest win in the young history of this new Canadian team. And the squad was pumped afterwards, basking in the glow of the big victory.
Seen an opportunity, we won the ball in transition. Seen an option to pass to Dero, but I seen the net and just took a shot, and good finish, and lucky went off the post and in. I think we may be new to the game, but there's a lot of skill on the team, a lot of talent. We're bringing in a lot of experience from MASL, and I think it only goes up from here.
What kind of a statement is this for this team? 2 wins now in team history, one against a global power in Brazil, another against the world champions now. What does this say about Canadian arena soccer and the way it's coming along?
Oh, what it tells you is that our players are just good enough. You know, we have the talent without a doubt. We knew that from day one. What we knew was that over time and through experience, we're going to be a dominant force in the game. You know, it's a rink, right? And what better game to play in the rink than in Canada? We own the rink.
This has been your first 2 games back with the national team since that Mexico game. What kind of development have you seen from these guys in the arena game?
Oh, I mean, incredible. Everybody's improving. Guys are learning very quick. You guys are getting better and better with the boards, with the strategy of the game. They're adapting much quicker. So, I mean, it's all experience, right? It's all experience, and I think it's really working for guys, so I'm happy.
You know, I'm enjoying it. I love the game, man. I love the sport. And arena obviously creates a new challenge for me, and I'm enjoying it. I think I salute the guys at Castle, what they're doing for the arena game and trying to grow the game and create another avenue for young aspiring players who don't have the opportunity to make it outdoors. here's a place for them to continue to play the game that they love, that we all love, and I enjoy it, so I'm having a good time.
Yeah, you know what? The boys played well. You know, I think we had a game plan from the beginning. Given the fact after the road trip in the U.S., the coaches did, right decision, different strategies that we could utilize throughout the game, and I think it worked. Ultimately, we gave it our all, and at the end of the day, we got the result. Everyone played for one another, and great victory, man. It's always nice winning at home, Can't complain.
Hey folks, welcome back to Inside the APL. We turn our attention back to league action now, and the APL semifinals are up first. Semi number 1 featured 2 squads who'd really been polar opposites during the regular season. Croatia, who were league champions, dropping just 4 games in the process all year, so they were obviously heavy favorites against Ukraine AC, who'd only snuck into the playoffs by virtue of a win on the last day of the regular season. But of course, the playoffs are a clean slate where anything can happen, as Ukraine proved last Sunday. The Ukrainians were definitely up against it, taking on Croatia, but they gave them all they could handle, although the Croats do hit first. The boys play a bit of pinball here before Marco Rodriguez. He pokes it home, and it's 1-0 for Croatia. That was actually all the scoring in the first half. Second now, Rodriguez gets dropped. Free kick for the Reds. They take it quickly, so quickly we almost missed filming it. There it is. And catches Ukraine by surprise. 2-0 Croatia. And that's when the Ukrainians started to crank it up, though. Stanislav Katana tees it up here, and he will smash it past Faris Efendic, and that cuts their deficit to 2-1. Then Katana using the boards here to get it to Faris Maskinovic, and in it goes, all tied up at 2 apiece. Late in the fourth quarter, though, bad luck would haunt the Ukrainians in this game. Example A, Matthew Rios tries to pass it. It ricochets in off Roman Sakno, and Croatia leads late. But with just 50 seconds remaining, Ukraine pressing. Eduardo Perez, late equalizer. So they were going to extra time, and it looked like penalty kicks were a foregone conclusion, but with just a minute left, Exhibit B as to bad luck for Ukraine. Luis Roca's shot takes a crazy deflection, goes in, as Croatia advance to the APL Championship game. Afterwards, Sean Brown talked about how the team was looking forward to playing at the Hershey Center.
Being a part with the national team, I know what the experience is like, hopefully we get a good crowd out there, and yeah, it's going to be a good experience for the guys and stuff, and it should be a good game. Man, it's just a good fight, man. Like, Croatia, what can I say? Like, a bunch of veterans, and, we stuck to it, man. I would give my hands out to Ukraine, man. They gave us a good battle today, man. Good battle.
Okay, semifinal number 2 featured Portugal against the high-powered Caribbean Stars. The Portuguese drawing first blood, courtesy some sloppy play by the Stars here. They serve it up for Dylan McAuliffe, who can't believe his good luck, and the boys in green go up 1-0. The Stars hit back, though. The huge rebound will come out to Jesse Oliver, who will punt it in, and they were all tied up at 1 apiece. Seja Reed has been unstoppable all season. More evidence of that here. Rohan Ricketts finds him. Reed just too strong, and he makes it 2-1 Caribbean. Second half, their high-octane offense continues to run wild. The keeper makes the original stop here, but Paul Antoine follows up and puts home the second chance. Stars expand their lead to 3-1. McAuliffe had a big game for Portugal, though. He takes advantage of the Caribbean miscue, puts it into the open cage. Portugal right back in it. They cut the deficit to 3-2. All Stars from that point on, though. Damian Scott doesn't look over his right shoulder. Gets burned by Cyrus Bollocks. Sneaky. The Stars, once again, have a 2-goal cushion, and they thought it should have been 3 here. Take a look as Shaq Agard will hammer the shot, and the Stars were screaming that that was actually in. Now, take another look. It's tough to tell from this angle. From here, it looks like it goes off the post, but they were adamant that it was in. No goal, though. Ultimately, they would nab one more, however. Portugal pressing late, their keeper out. Sager Reed sees it and floats it into the empty cage to seal the deal. He finished with 24 goals this season, good for a tie for second in the scoring race. So the Stars advanced to face Croatia in the final. Manager Johnny Williams stopped by and he tipped his hat to Portugal for their performance. But he definitely thought that his boys deserved the win on the day.
You know, hats out to Portuguese. They came out there, they worked hard. They had a game plan, we had a game plan. As you can see, first half, very tactical. 1-1 game, right? I think defensively, we knew we needed to stay composed and we needed to manage the football, which I felt like we did a very, very good job of it. Coming into halftime, you know, I think, truthfully, I hate to say it, I think the better team won, right? We're fast, we're technically good 1v1 players, and it looked like we just wanted it a little more.
Okay, quick look at the final standings, and Croatia, as mentioned, are your regular season champions, 43 points. All teams with an X next to them made the playoffs. Portugal in second, followed by Caribbean, Serbia, Ukraine, and South America. Italy, the lone team to miss the playoffs on the last day of the regular season as well. Ouch. Top scorers, Diego Gonzalez captures the Golden Boot with 28 goals. Tie for second, Sager Reed and Jarek Whiteman, both of the Caribbean Stars. And a three-way tie for fourth, Sandro Rajkovic, Matthew Santos, and Dusan Kovacevic of Serbia, each finished with 18 goals this season. Welcome back to Inside the APL. So it all came down to this one game for all the glory. The APL Championship at the Hershey Center last Sunday. It was the tail end of a doubleheader which followed the Canada-USA game earlier in the day, and this tilt proved to be just as entertaining. Croatia, cool, methodical, APL regular season champions taking on the high-octane, quick-strike Caribbean Stars. And the stage was set for a classic, and the first ever APL title game proved to be just that. This was the matchup a lot of people wanted to see. The Croats were top dogs all year, but the Caribbean boys finished the season strong, and they were the most entertaining team in the APL. Lots of talented snipers, and this game lived up to the hype. Former Tottenham Hotspur Rowan Ricketts right there, leading his boys into battle, and they were on fire in the first 10 minutes. Ricketts to Keyshawn Walks to Cyrus Bullocks, tic-tac-toe, and the Stars jump out to the 1-0 lead. And then Sager Reed goes to work as he shakes off Sven Arapovic. Then watch for the left foot here. Bam! Insane goal. Sager puts the Stars up by a deuce, and it's 2-0. So much experience on this Croatian team, however. They never get rattled. Nice passing. Two national team members hooking up. Matthew Rios to Daniel Chamale, and the Croats cut the deficit in half. It's 2-1. Moments later, Luis Roca feeds Sven Arapovic, and the big man hammers home the second chance. All tied up at 2 apiece after the opening quarter. Croatia fans, obviously, loving it. Second quarter now, the Stars claw back in front. Shaq Agard will get it back here to Eddie De Beer for the one-timer. Caribbean back up 3-2. Back and forth they went, though. Tristan Gale with the unfortunate giveaway right to sniper Luis Roca. Bad move. He dances past Sebastian Zabalos, and he ties it up. It's 3-3. And then it was time for one of the goals of the year. A lot of nice moves in this game, actually. Cyrus Bullocks, sweet feet. How many moves there? Caribbean back on top by a 4-3 count. Second half action, Jarek Whiteman finished tied for second in APL scoring this year. You can see why. Great solo effort to beat Faris Efendic, and the Stars a bit of breathing room with a 2-goal advantage. That's when the Croats really turned the tables, though. Marco Rodriguez cuts the deficit to 1, and then in the fourth quarter, Matthew Rios nods it back up. It's 5-5, and they kept coming. Rodriguez, too much time. He tees it up, and Croatia with its first lead up 6-5. Hold on, though. The Reggae boys hit back. Shaq Agard packing some TNT in that right boot. It's 6-6. Almost all Croats from that point on, though. Sublime passing here. Count the touches. 5 of them. Sean Brown, the finish. The Reds on top 7-6. And then Brown goes back to work, rips through the Stars' back line, hammers it home. 8-6 for Croatia AC, and then a free kick to put the cherry on top. Rodriguez, his third of the contest. That was all she wrote, as Caribbean would grab one back in the dying seconds. Not enough, though, on this day, as the final buzzer sounded and Croatia AC completes the double, APL regular season and playoff champs.
These guys work really hard. Everybody deserved it. Down in the game, almost all game we were down, and to have the mental strength to be able to stay in the game it's all the guys. That's what it is. That's what it came down to. They're a really athletic team, way fitter than us. I feel like we were really good on the ball, a lot of patience in our game, and I think that's what got us the end result. But they're a quality team. Cheers to them. They gave us a good fight.
Beginning of the game, we said we don't want to start getting into a sprint with them because they're a lot faster team than we are, and then that went south. I would say the first two halves, but after that we came back well. At halftime, we had a good talk, and we said we'd have to step it up now if we want to win. It was the last 30 minutes we had, and we came back really strong, and I was really proud of the boys. We didn't give up. Got to give credit to Caribbean. They're a really good squad. Started off, it was rough, but we really crawled back and played a great game.
Well, like every first-year league, there's some growing pains, but I think by the end of it, we got to a point where we had very competitive teams, players who learned how to really adapt to this game, use those boards, stretch out the field, post that man up and kick it back. That's what you want to see in terms of growing the game. And then we saw a fan base really support their teams. People showing up today for this doubleheader, people showing up for Canada earlier in the day. Just all in all, just a great way to start the franchises, a great way to start the APL, the YAPL, and everything we're trying to build here in Mississauga.
Hey folks, welcome back to Inside the APL. So, what a way to finish off the season. Canada grabs its second ever Arena International win, followed by Croatia AC downing the Caribbean Stars to capture the inaugural APL playoff championship. But the season was obviously so much more than just those two games. Play kicked off back in early December, and over the following 5 months, fans were introduced to the beauty, ferocity, skill, and passion of the arena game. Here's a look back at the best of the best from the APL and Canadian national team in our plays of the year.
APL Arena Premier League is proud of its corporate relationships, corporate partners.
we are all out of time, and that's a wrap for the season, of course. And you know what? It's been such a thrill being able to bring you the first ever season of the APL, week in, week out. A huge thanks goes out to everyone who made our first season a success, and a special shout out to Lou, John, Miro, and Sophia here in the studio for making me look good each week, which of course is not an easy task. And thanks to you, the viewers, for tuning in. And remember, in the off season, you can keep up to date by heading to casasoccer.ca for all your arena soccer news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next year.